99.9 Punk World Radio FM. We're joined by New York City and Maryland-based punk rock band. We got Not Gorgeous right here, live on the radio. How are you four doing tonight?
Besides it being Monday, we're great.
Yeah, we definitely had that conversation off air, you know, just Girder Mondays.
Yeah,
that's right.
But I know you're busy individuals, and I'm not going to take you away from your night too long, but Lauren, Jason, I'm going to kick things off with you because I do know this band stemmed not just last year, but also way back a decade where you actually both started formulating the beginning stages of the band. I was wondering if you can actually just take us back a decade ago and tell us what ultimately inspired this band between the both of you originally.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
You want to take it?
What inspired it originally?
We were all in. Chris and Lauren were in a band when we first met.
Right.
When we were in high school, me and Chris.
Right, and then we caught feelings, and did the whole dating and moving in with each other and that whole thing. And it just became kind of like a natural thing to play music together.
Yeah, and I was in a band with Todd after the band with Chris, and during that time we started playing together a bit.
Yeah, she's been around,
so it's been a long time. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just an easy thing.
Yeah.
She played drums, I played guitar, so we started writing together.
And
then then we ended up moving down to Maryland, and it became like just a no-brainer because you weren't doing anything else, right? Who else were you gonna play music with? So it was a good time, but it just became a weird thing because then we started doing other stuff and having kids, and so we definitely fell off the track of what we initially wanted to do. It was fun, but also we loved writing music, and we're hoping to do something with it. But then you start having kids and having to pay bills and all that kind of stuff, and so it kind of fell to the wayside for a while. But luckily, we played with Chris off and on
for years.
And he pulled us back in. He decided he wanted to make something happen before he aged out. And
I'm getting close.
Yeah. So it worked for us all. Like
Todd's over there like, you better not, man. Like, come on.
I'm saying because if he's getting close, I already went.
And I'm sure that's where the name Not Gorgeous actually stems from then. You know, everyone's all like, as you say, you're aging out, but I got to say, y'all look like a fun bunch. So I got to say the whole Not Gorgeous name does work for you guys, but doesn't work as well, if that makes sense.
Oh, no. You got to tell them the real reason why you named it Not Gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, that's a long story.
I'll give the short version. David Johansen from the New York Dolls did an interview with Johnny Carson, and he tells his whole story about trying out for an off-Broadway play.
Yeah,
an off-Broadway play.
An off-Broadway play.
Off-Broadway play. And at one point in the interview, he said he looked in the mirror, and all he said was "Not gorgeous," and that's where he got it from.
Honestly,
yeah,
you got to watch that. We've been a band for a minute, and it wasn't until about the album was going to come out that they sent me that YouTube clip of David Johansen as Buster Poindexter with the interview, and I said, "You didn't tell me this whole time." It seemed like it was something else. They kept it from me. So.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually have any plans to actually maybe sample that and actually implement that in one of your songs or make like a little skit or something like that? 'Cause I gotta say that would actually do very well on a record. I just don't know how you would go about licensing something like that. I know how to license other music, but something from the Johnny Carson show, I don't know how you go about doing that. Maybe free use, maybe?
That's like what can keep us from doing samples, because just being scared of how it's licensing is a big deal. Bigger deal than it was back like my old band. We had like 30 samples on our LP and nobody cared back then, but now I guess with streaming it's changed everything. Yeah, my old bands did that too. We love doing samples.
Oh, my apologies, Jason. My apologies. Go ahead.
No worries. I was just saying we love doing samples as well, and we have an interest in it somewhat now, but just don't know how to go about it the safe way without having to spend a ton of money or get slammed once it's released.
And also, early of 2024, you guys actually began playing shows and whatnot. But I know you said you played with Todd and Chris for actually quite a long time, off and on. What made all four of you decide to come together to form Not Gorgeous last year?
You want me to take this
Do
one,
one of
guys?
you guys want to take it?
Yeah, I'll get it.
That's on you.
So, like for 15 years, I threw a Halloween cover show here where I live on Staten Island. It was Halloween. There'd be like 5 bands would play every year, and so the last one I was throwing, which was 2 years ago, the show still goes on, but somebody else does it now. Chris had come up to me and said that him and Lauren and Jason wanted to do a cover set. So I said, talk to me about it next year. We could probably make it happen. And so they were going to do a Kid Dynamite cover set, and the singer that they had in mind, it didn't work out with him. So I said, I love playing with Lauren back in the day. Let me give it a shot. So we did that, and it went pretty good. So then we decided I knew that Jason and Lauren and Chris had those songs that they played a long time ago, just percolating. They were still like working on it here and there. Sometimes they didn't, sometimes they did. I said, let's give those songs a shot. I know you guys have songs. Let's give it a shot being a band, and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the sounds of it, how it all stemmed from just one show.
Yeah. Literally.
It was actually a show. The show that Todd talked to me was I'm also in like a local cover band. And so Todd was coming out, we're hanging out, we're talking, and he's like, let's do it. Let's do it then. So I was like, oh, okay. So I had to shoot the text to Lauren and Jason. Like, oh, okay. I guess we'll get together one day and we'll see how this works out with like the first cover set, and then seeing what will happen after that.
I'd kind of been secretly hoping that would happen for many years, but kind of afraid to ever ask Todd. So it was nice that it actually just worked out where it seemed like his idea.
Yeah.
No, we're glad he volunteered. We love us some Todd.
Big time.
I mean, you can't go wrong as well. He's from Staten Island. Anyone from Staten Island has all the hookups. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Staten Island is a interesting place.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we're having like another renaissance with the scene again here, which is actually really cool. Like in the last year or so, there's been a lot of good local bands, a lot of good shows going on. The main spot is Mother Pug Saloon, which is walking distance from my house, which is great. But there's been a lot of bands we play with often. King Like Mom, Prop Gun, Engine Hymns, Herjaza, the Goddamn Rex, a ton of great bands. So it's been actually pretty cool the last year. Things have been getting a lot better. Scene-wise, I would say.
Yeah.
And also, August 1st of 2025, Not Gorgeous released the most recent 11-track EP titled We Are. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a story and inspiration behind this amazing record, because this is what you call one hell of a phenomenal debut EP. This is a killer record.
I'd like to jump in first. It is straight up.
Yeah, please do.
I will die on that hill. That is a short LP, but it's 11 punk songs. So
Right.
Hey, sometimes short is good. Sometimes short is good.
Yes, it's fast and to the point. That's the
no
main
filler.
thing about it.
No filler.
Yeah,
Like
no
that.
filler.
Yeah.
Just
All killer, no filler. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you.
Chris, you want to take this one?
Chris.
Okay. I think the main thing would happen is that because we're an interstate band, part of the reason why we got in the studio quick after first few shows to record the album is because one, we played another show that Todd ran, and that was like our first full set show. It was in June of 2024, and we were talking about we're probably going to go record because part of it is like practicing is hard when you're an interstate band. You gotta send each other like files and stuff. It's like, why don't we just go in and figure it out? Like the greatest idea ever. Like it sounds crazy, but it ended up working out. Let's go in a studio and let's record it and see what happens. So this way we could at least have it for ourselves. And it ended. A person had reached out to us who had come to the show, Scott Moriarty, who recorded and mixed our record. And he said, hey, I love your guys' sound. I have some available time if you guys want to come down and record. And like, yeah, sure, why not? We were talking about it anyway. So we ended up going in, recording, and some parts were really quick. Lauren and Jason write all the stuff to the Hit Machine. They're kind of like the brainchild with all the music. And then Todd and I, filled it out later And it took some time. It took some time for us, but we wanted to make it right. For everybody, we wanted to make it right. And once we got in and recorded, and we're thinking about what to do with it. Oh, this actually sounds a lot better than just holding it for ourselves. So I told the band, I said, let me try and see if there are people who are interested in maybe, helping us release it. Like, we could do it ourselves, but let's see. And I know the climate's like really difficult now, especially with DIY now. It's not how it used to be. You have to have like a little more ambition to put more of yourself out there into it and not leave it to someone else to do it. So, I kind of started searching around. I had some friends that played music and had put some stuff out. They gave some advice and ideas on how to approach people about it. And it took about a month or two of lots of, hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? And even, some people I knew. And then finally I had messaged Bitter Melody Records out in North Carolina. They put out a record that I had loved years ago from a band called Old Flings. I would highly recommend checking that out. Spite by Old Flings. Fantastic record. And I said, hey, put our pitch. Like, we want to put this out. We're willing to do it ourselves, but we're looking for someone maybe to partner up with. And he got back to us within 48 hours that he had listened to the record. He loved the record, but he just couldn't quite do it himself. He had other projects going on. So Grant from Bitter Melody, shout you out. Thank you so much for believing in us. And then he actually found the other two partner labels, Tor Johnson Records for Paul from Tor Johnson Records up in Providence, Rhode Island, and Gwen from Blind Rage Records out in Dayton, Ohio. And they got sold on it too. They're like, yeah, it's a great record. We really, we'll go in, we'll partner with you guys on it and help you put it out. And I like, sure, let's do it. Like, we have some ways of trying to promote it ourselves. I mean, a lot of the promotion was kind of like as you go. Everything materialized faster than we actually anticipated, if you think about a timeline, because it's something we didn't sit on as long as we thought we would. But it's also something that, especially Grant, kind of was like, yeah, I'm ready to push this through. And we really appreciated that, because we didn't expect it to be pushed through in the timeline that it was. And before we knew it, we're getting a message that the vinyl is about to go to press and everything. So like, oh, wow. And August 1st wasn't exactly a release date that we all planned. It was kind of like it was getting finished. And it's like, okay, well, we've held this long enough. Like, how do we release it? And it ended up being a Friday. It ended up being a Bandcamp Friday. It ended up being a date that my mom died on August 1st. Not that day, 2025, but years ago. So I don't know. Everything just kind of synced up with how it was in terms of releasing it on that day. But the response has been overwhelmingly positive, and from various people and like around the States and some in other countries. And it's been great so far, because we haven't been able to play out, with our adultness and time constraints and doing everything. Like, we can only play as much as we can. So if we do come to your town, maybe best to come out and see us, because we don't know when we're going to be able to come back. So we're trying to make things happen.
And buy some vinyl.
Yeah, buy some vinyl.
Our kids play soccer, so our time is very limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to say, those Sunlight vinyl design is absolutely killer, man. I just love how it matches your guys' album cover with the colors. I mean, I will admit, I love vinyl, but I love buying the specialty vinyl. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's just you sit there, you smoke a joint or something, you listen to the music, but you just watch the thing go around. And you're just like, that's a beautiful vinyl.
Well, it's funny because it ended up being an accident. That was not a planned color.
Yeah, it was a total accident.
Yeah, we were about to press it, and then I get an email like, "Hey, the plant kind of didn't order the correct pellets, but they're willing to do this for us." And Grant had got in contact because he was the one who helped put it to press, and he explained everything to us, and he showed us some samples, and we're like, "Yeah, why not? This ends up working out even better for everybody." And
it came out so cool.
Yeah, people really love that. People really love that color.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you ended up with that, because it is indeed a special one.
Yeah.
And also, this record was actually recorded at the Backroom Studios. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about the recording aspect and experience of just recording We Are. And of course, what was it like just working alongside their producer, Scott?
That's not me.
Lauren J.
I mean, Scott's the best. He's amazing.
Scott's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a great experience, right? We had some friends. Well, we met Scott from a show. He invited us. We had some friends, King Like Mom, that also recorded with him, and we're like, so he came highly regarded. So we went in and we weren't really sure. We had all these songs. Mm-hmm. Lauren had been in some bands before and done some recording and more like demos and that type of stuff. So she's really excited to like really mic up the drums and see what she could do with it. Right?
Nervous and excited.
Yeah. But and it'd been a long time. I mean, before we started playing together, I think it'd been like 9 years since I'd even touched a guitar. So it was like a very weird thing. And I hadn't recorded anything since the early aughts. Mm-hmm. So we went in and we didn't know what to expect. And Scott kind of put us in this big, huge room. It was beautiful. And he just seemed like someone we knew forever, right? It was like we were best friends like right away. And he set up the drums and we ripped through those songs, like no clip or anything. Lauren did. Not only did she do almost all 11 tracks the day one, we actually did 2 live songs as well for an upcoming thing we got going on.
Yeah, 7
that same day where we did guitar, drums, vocals, bass, all in one shot. So that was crazy. So we basically did 12 songs day one. Then day 2, I went in and did almost all the guitars. So we did everything in 1 or 2 takes. So we knew we didn't have a lot of time. We didn't have a lot of money. But Scott just like made it easy, and he didn't let us kind of worry about everything too much. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't let us come back in the room and kind of pick over every little thing. So there are some things that as a musician, you kind of cringe when you hear it, but I don't think everyone would catch it and sees it. Some may, but no, Scott just made it awesome. So we ripped through those really quickly. And then because we are interstate band, it was tough to do, like, we didn't do the vocals in one shot. Cause I mean, that's tough too, right? Who's going to scream?
I still had to write some of the songs too.
That's true.
But did it. And it was awesome.
Yeah. So it was weird. So it was done in a very short amount of time, but broken up across a couple months.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scott was awesome. And
really,
I gotta say, I've recorded in a bunch of different bands, and like the sound that Scott got from my voice is the most happy I've ever been with any recording I've done. So I give a lot of props to Scott for the recording, the mix, and to Bill Henderson for the master too. I think the master came out great also.
Yeah.
Did a good job.
Absolutely.
And I just have to say, it's really great to see bands like yourselves still going out and doing it at studios. I mean, I know with today's technology, you could send files back and forth through email and then do it in your own home studio. But I find, I'm just the DJ. I just spin the music. But I think just even as an artist, if you kind of, made music during the time of going to the studio and then you just kind of do it out of your living room, I don't really know how you'd be able to really find that passion just with all the distractions around your house. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think anything would actually beat going into the studio and really just soaking it all in, being able to record where other people also recorded.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
I think that's a big thing. I'm weird because using guitar pedals is too much for me. Like I basically plug right into an amp and play. So I can't even use pedals and keep my head on straight. So I don't know what I would do if I tried to record something on my own at home. Other than turning on the iPhone just to record something we had written today and send to the guys.
It was cool too. Backroom had basically like at least a lot of the albums that were made there on the vinyl, the CDs all over the walls and stuff. So it is like you're part of history. You're recording on the same board that all these other bands did. It's cool.
It was a worthwhile setup. And then I think the other thing though too, I can speak from my experience. Lauren and I recorded our high school band in Lauren's basement because she has, and I think she still has that recorder that has our demo on it. And it's like, we had to use a bathroom for vocals. And then, she had like a mic or two on the drums, but it wasn't like how this was set up. I think the thing is that we did have like a friend or two help. We obviously had a friend help us record, but it's different when it's somebody who like we're definitely friends with Scott now. I'm friendly with Scott now. We didn't really know him at the time. So it was nice to get someone's different perspective on the music that you're putting out. And he offered a lot of helpful advice in terms of like, putting things together, maybe arranging something a little bit differently. It wasn't any major tweaks because a lot of what was written is how it was recorded, but it just added a lot, like maybe add a guitar here, move this here, move that. And it's just things that we wouldn't have thought of. So I think if you want to get the best out of what you're doing, you need someone who does that regularly to give you advice based on their experience. And we wouldn't have gotten that if we had just like, said, oh, let's just record it ourselves in our own studio. It kind of sells it short. And I think by doing it, and although you have to lay out the money for it, we are all happy with how it came out. And everybody, I mean, it was obvious, shopping it around that people liked it by us doing it. So.
Yeah,
he understood our vision. And then having him be able to go, oh, you don't want that amp head, you want this one. And not having to take the extra 5 or 10 hours it would take me to decide between
he's just
3 sounds or whatever.
Like,
try this one. Oh, this one sounds great. We're going with that.
Yeah.
As we're going, he had a vision as we were going. It was great.
Yeah.
But it matched our vision.
It's just a feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also read as well on one of the punk forums that you have a brand new record currently on the way where you actually released the first single titled 7-Minute Voicemail that actually is on SoundCloud. What can your fans actually expect from this new record when it does get released? And of course, when can they expect it to pop up on all streaming services?
Ooh, how do we correct this?
Okay, 7-Minute Voicemail is actually on We Are. That was the single we released right before We Are came out.
Yeah, it was like the last single.
But is it the set? Are we talking about the 7 the split?
But
yeah, I actually read on Reddit, so I don't know if one of your fans put it out, but I totally added this question in just for just for like, man, this would be a really great question. They actually said that there's a new EP coming out aside from We Are, 7-Minute Voicemail getting remixed and all this. And I read it on Reddit and I'm just like, I need to add this in. I had no other, like that was me using my amateur journalistic skills being like, you know what? I'm just going to throw it in there and see what happens.
No, you're not wrong in the sense that there is a new EP coming out. So that is correct. It's just, it's not that track. It was the track that we recorded. So it was the live demo track that we have recorded, but we took 2 songs from We Are and kind of how we play it live. We made it into like a combined song, but played differently. So it's a different flavor of like of 2 songs from We Are. And we like that take too. We thought it would be good to include onto an upcoming 7-inch. It's a split. Todd, you want to talk more about like what's in that split?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be a 4-way split 7-inch on Immigrant Son Records. It's going to be our band. It's going to be the Cable Car Theory, which is their last recording that we assume that they're going to put out, which is means a lot to me because they're my really good friends. It's also a band called Gray Cell from Philadelphia and a band called King Slender, who I think is from Jersey.
No, Philly.
I think they're Philly.
Philly also?
Philly
okay.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 4-way split on Immigrant Son Records, which is actually really cool because I've known Sean Mallinson, who runs Immigrant Son, for like 25 years. So it's awesome to finally do he reactivated the label about maybe 3 years ago. So it's actually really cool to be able to put something out with him.
Definitely.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. And all
it's really cool as well. I was going to say it's really cool as well that there's actually a 4-way split. I mean, I've seen, 2-way split punk records, but 4-way, that's freaking gnarly.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the songs are amazing. I mean, we've heard it. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. I mean, I think We Are probably the most upbeat, I guess, of the bands on that. But I mean, there's a different. It's not. There's a distinct difference between all the bands on that. So it's a nice mix of sounds from each band on that, and they're all worth checking out. Absolutely, all worth checking out, even if they're not playing anymore. Cable Car Theory.
And aside from this 4-way split, what is next for Not Gorgeous? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview that you four still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 99.9 Punk World Radio tonight.
I mean, we're writing right now, big time. We're hoping next year we could record again. And then
something a little longer that we can actually.
Yeah, something a little longer.
No one will argue if it's an EP or an LP.
Yeah.
We have some show. We have a show coming up. Chris booked it. If you want to go into it first.
Yeah, so the shows are at a premium for us, but we try and make the most out of all the shows. One is in November 14th, we're playing in Brooklyn at Young Ethel. Yeah, I'm running that, so it hasn't been fully announced yet, but if you've been listening today, you'll get the first announcement. It's King Like Mom, Not Gorgeous, and Prop Gun. It is a Staten Island takeover Brooklyn type show. Chancing it with that, but it's a nice intimate venue. So even if it's just a few heads in the crowd, it'll be a nice cozy time. It's a really cool venue, nice DIY space out there. It doesn't even look like a DIY space, but they really treat it as such, and they treat it well. So come on out for that. It's not an expensive show. It's gonna be a good time. It's a little later. It starts at 9. We're supposed to do that Sunday in Jersey. We can't announce it yet because it's not fully booked. We're working on some shows in 2026 because towards the end of this year, like we did a few weekends this year, and I think next year we have some other friends bands that we're trying to work out something, maybe a few other more East Coast places. So hoping to branch out, play closer to Lauren and Jason down in Maryland. We did that during the summer. We're looking to go back. So if you are interested in any of the Baltimore, Philly, Richmond, DC, hit us up, and we will figure out a way to, one way or another to come down. And we'd like to play some new places for some new faces. That's the big thing about like what we're doing as well. Like one of the reasons why we went in the studio, recorded, and put it out this way is because we don't begrudge anybody who wants to play for fun locally. Because we're interstate, we kind of have like 2 home bases, and there's like places in between, and there's a lot of good friends bands out there. Like we played with Cross Keys this summer. They're from Philly, been around, have ex-members of a bunch of amazing bands, but them themselves in their own right are amazing, and they took us out on like 3 different we did 3 different shows together in 3 different places, and they were all amazing shows. So that's just like one example, and there's other bands off the top of my head, it's escaping me. But
we did a weekend with Grace Cell and Connect the Voids. That was a lot.
Yes, of fun. We did. Yeah, we did that way back early in 2025, and that was a lot of fun. So there are a bunch of other bands that like we have friends, in different places, and we definitely want to, come meet their friends and have some people come our way as well and introduce some newer bands that don't really get our way, that are kind of in the same boat with us. Aren't able to exactly get out much, but for the limited time that they can, play to some new faces. That'd be great.
But before we actually part ways tonight, obviously I know how to follow Not Gorgeous all across the board. But for people down here in Canada, up here in Canada, that might actually not, as you can tell, I am not great at geography. But how do we go about following you all across social media? That way we can stay updated on everything Not Gorgeous, including the 4-way split and all these amazing shows that are currently to come.
Instagram is We Are Not Gorgeous. Our email address is wearenotgorgeous@gmail.com. I guess we're on Facebook. I think that's it, right?
Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp. Yeah.
Bandcamp's a good one. Like if you buy from us, we have digital on Bandcamp. We have little merch packs that my wife, who does a lot of behind the scenes work for the band, so shout out to Sam, my wife.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Big shout out to Sam. Yeah. Big shout out.
Merch manager, tour manager, everything. So yes, we have some merch packs, digital. Vinyl we sell at shows. We'd like for you guys, if you are listening and you haven't checked us out yet or want to support, please buy the vinyl from the label if you are not at our shows. But if you come to our shows, you're more welcome to see us at a merch table. And that it really helps. Like, I try to do the same for bands when I see them, especially in this economy. People go out, take their time. It's the best way to support them. So, come see us at a show, buy a record at a show, or check out the labels who invest in us and believed in us. And thank you for helping us get us out there. Because like I said, we would not be on this radio station right now if a few people didn't take some chance and put us out there like we thought it would appropriately be. So thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
And I definitely agree as well to encourage people to actually go and buy merch at the merch table. Every show I go to, even if I don't have a lot of money, I'll always at least try to buy a CD or something. At least that way I know that money's going directly to the band.
That's awesome.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
We try to do the same.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It really does.
I mean, the great thing is, though, too, those CDs as well. Like, I always try to buy a CD and a shirt from each band. But even the CDs, man, people say they don't listen to CDs anymore. But if you got an old CD player in your car, that's amazing. Just play that and just spin the hell out of the CD, man, till it wears out.
I'm with
you. Yeah.
Well, any type of physical media is nice because it's a nice memento of like the band. I think there's a convenience with digital. It makes it easy to discover new stuff because I mean people don't quite hand out compilation CDs anymore as they used to, or even do the cheap 7-inch because it's not cheap to produce a 7-inch anymore. But it's definitely nice when you are holding a physical product, and I think that's one of the things where we got our physical product. Like a lot, Todd's previously experienced it. Us, on the other hand, Lauren, Jason, and I, limited experience with getting physical products back. It was great to like just have, the fruits of like labor put into it. And I think it means a lot to bands to like share that with people. So we try to charge an appropriate price for it as well, because understand like, you go to a record store now and you buy like a record from a major label. It's like $35 an LP. We're not charging that. So we're a punk band.
And I think also kids today, they don't really realize that new CD smell, when you open up a new CD and you're just like,
Open the wrapper.
You open the wrapper, read the thank you notes, read who the band thanks, and, just read the lyrics. I mean, there's a lot of times I thought I was singing along with the song correctly. Then I read the actual lyrics and I'm just like, wow, I butchered it.
Oh, yeah. Lauren
Story of my life.
Because and nowadays the streaming ones aren't always right. Sometimes they're like ones that the user put in, right? So you never know unless you're getting it from the band.
That's true.
Like I think I actually learned through the booklet, the Blink-182 What's My Age Again? With the Walk Alone thing, I always thought it was wear cologne.
Hey, it could have been too. Like it would have been surprising.
That's something they would write.
What's funny is my cover band actually covers that song, and that was the kind of like the debate about what did it actually sound like when he said it. Is it wear cologne or walk alone? And I was also fun aside. Literally an hour before we came on air, a thing popped up, and I think I shared it with the Not Gorgeous. We have like a few meme threads. Apparently. Does anyone know the real meaning of Dude Ranch from Blink-182?
The real meaning?
See, as a Blink fan, I should know this.
What?
It means man jizz.
Oh God!
Yeah, I did not know that until about an hour ago. So since we're on that, I thought I'd share.
Lauren said something about duck butter the other day.
Oh my God!
This is like a double whammy for me. I don't need to hear this stuff.
Listen, what premiered right now, it's been broken for all the world to hear. So if you haven't checked out this episode, now you know.
Oh my God.
And Jason, all that I have to hear, just to add a third blow to this one, if you haven't listened to the entire album and you don't want to hear anything else nasty, just listen to the very ending of Untitled on Dude Ranch. Let's just say, but it's okay though, because Mark put on the ointment, it'll clear up in a week.
Also, shout out to Chris's other band, My So-Called Mixtape. They're good friends with us. They're a lot of fun.
And they play all those crazy songs with the
yeah.
Thank you.
But I gotta say, Chris, Todd, Lauren, Jason, thank you for just taking the time out of your Monday night to come on Punk World Radio and just talk everything Not Gorgeous, and of course a little sprinkle of Blink-182 culture. It was such an honor to speak with all four of you tonight. Hopefully when the four-way split comes out, we can get you all back on the radio station. But for now, have yourselves a phenomenal night and a kick-ass week as well.
Thank you so much for this. It's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
you're most certainly welcome. Have yourselves a wonderful night.
You too.
Catch you later.